Welcome to The Weird and Unexplained. I'm your host, John. On tonight's episode, our theme for this episode is Echoes of Time. Tonight, we're pulling back the veil between worlds, exploring one of the most intriguing possibilities I've ever considered: ghosts as visitors from another dimension. Now, we've all heard the usual interpretations: ghosts are spirits of the dead, echoes of time, or a psychological projection. But the more I've listened to experiences and looked at scientific theories, the more convinced I've become that ghosts might come from somewhere else, a parallel reality, just inches away from our own. The spirit theory says ghosts are souls of the departed who haven't moved on. But if that's true, why do so many ghost encounters seem brief, momentary, or almost mechanical? People report seeing a figure walk down a hall, vanish into a wall, or repeat the same motion endlessly, without the awareness of those watching. That doesn't sound like conscious spirits, it sounds like interference, kind of like two radio stations overlapping each other. Then there's the time travel theory, which argues ghosts are people from a different era who appear during temporal distortions. Interesting, sure, but ghost sightings don't behave like normal physical phenomena. They are not bound by light or matter as we understand it. They appear, they disappear, and affect the environment in subtle electromagnetic ways. These inconsistencies push me towards the alternative idea: dimensional overlap. Imagine the universe as a loaf of bread with countless slices, each slice representing a dimension. Ours is just one of them. Between slices, there might be micro gaps, thin thresholds of vibrational energy. When conditions change through high emotion, electromagnetic shifts, or spatial anomalies, those slices briefly touch. That moment of contact could explain hauntings. When we see ghosts, we're not witnessing a spirit in our world. We're accidentally peering potentially into theirs. Here's where it gets fascinating. Many quantum physics propose the idea of multiple realities existing simultaneously, each operating at slightly different frequencies of matter and energy. So those faint shadows, those out of place figures, they might be beings who simply exist in another vibrational range of reality. I like to picture our universe as a symphony of frequencies. Most of the time, the instruments play in harmony, but occasionally, notes overlap, creating interference. That's the sound of two worlds crossing. Electromagnetic fluctuations often accompany ghost sightings: battery drains, electromagnetic functions, sudden temperature shifts. These all align with what would happen if dimensional fields briefly merged. If some documented cases, witnesses have described ghosts as semi transparent, distorted in movement, or fading like holograms. That's consistent with the idea that we're perceiving something outside of our realm of physics, energy shaped by laws that are foreign to us. There's also the strange consistency in intelligent hauntings. Even when ghosts appear aware of the living, they're rarely engaged deeply. It's almost like people on the other side sense something there but can't fully perceive us. It's possible that the veil blurs both ways, that when we glimpse them, they might glimpse us too, thinking we're ghosts. I've always felt that this dimensional perspective is oddly comforting. It refrains ghost stories from tales of loss to proof of connection. If dimensions overlap, then existence extends far beyond death or time. It's going it's ongoing, multi-layered, endless, interwoven. Maybe when we die, we don't just vanish. We simply shift dimensions, joining another layer of our reality, still close to this one. People who sense ghosts might be feeling that proximity, the warm residual presence of those who moved just across the vibrational threshold. It also means we're not isolated beings in a single timeline, but participants in much larger ones, a much larger dimensional ecosystem. Every emotion, every living moment might produce a resonance that others across dimensions can faintly detect. If ghosts are interdimensional visitors, then the barrier between living and dead isn't a wall, it's more like a membrane, one that occasionally ripples, allowing glimpses of what lies beyond. This thought pretty much changes everything if you think about it. It turns the concept of haunting into coexistence, two realities overlapping out of alignment. It recasts death as an end, but not as an end, but as migration. It also challenges science to think beyond the three spatial dimensions in time. What if consciousness itself moves freely across those layers? What if energy, our thoughts, emotions, and awareness, isn't confined to one universe at all? So, next time you hear a whisper in an empty room or catch a figure in your peripheral vision, pause before you call it supernatural. Maybe it's not a ghost from the past, it's someone from another world living their life as normal, unaware that they're just a few vibrations away from you. We may all be ghosts to someone else, depending on which dimension we stand in. So think about that the next time. This has been Echoes of Time, exploring how the mysteries of life and science might intertwine across dimensions. Until next time, keep your mind open, because the unknown might not be far away at all. It might be standing right beside you. I'm John.